Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below. Your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any Watchbox platform. Please reach out to me directly for pricing at tmosso@thewatchbox.com. Today, we're discussing a 2015 500-piece limited edition. So back in 2015, Sinn launched the Sinn 103 Pilot's Chronograph. This is the ASAB model. It's a handsome stainless steel of high polish with a distinctive EZM1 style case and lug profile. And you can see that validated by my own EZM 1.1 right here. This is the most distinctively Sinn case design. It's 41 millimeters in diameter by relatively chunky 17.5 millimeters thick, but then a short 47.6 millimeters from lug tip to lug tip with a 20 millimeter spacing between the lugs. So it's squat and tall, but it's also relatively compact. It's not going to fit underneath dress cuffs, so don't even think about it, but it is a graceful watch. It wouldn't look out of place with formal attire. The timepiece is short across the wrist, so though it is an awful chunk in terms of thickness, nevertheless, it will wear on a wrist as small as 14 centimeters circumference. The timepiece has a satisfying weight to it, a Teutonic solidity worthy of its Frankfurt manufacture. The strap is surprisingly sporty. As you can see, calfskin on the bottom, large rectangular scale alligator leather on the top, and it's sort of a ultramarine blue. It's a little bit brighter than cobalt or navy, and you can see it has bolstering to give it thickness, a contrasting stitch that nicely matches the dial, and then on the profile, sheer cut sides that show you the layers of leather. And it is a brand new Sinn factory strap, never crimped nor gouged. Polished stainless steel pin buckle and polished case. And this was definitely a more luxurious and opulent take on the Sinn 103 Pilot's Chrono. High polish is uncommon on sports watches, but Sinn wanted to make a statement with color and visibility. And not just legibility, this watch is a standout in the figurative sense as well. You can see that it features a screw-down crown, screw-down pushers. It is robustly water-resistant, and the case back tells the tale. As you can see, it is 200 meters water-resistant, relatively anti-magnetic, shock-resistant, and made of stainless steel. The watch includes a pilot-style bezel that is bidirectional rotating. Let's hear the detent. It has a nice, satisfying snap to it. Now you can align the bezel, which is a count-down bezel, with the white varnished syringe-style minute hand, and you can count down even as the chronograph counts up. The watch uses captive bezel construction, which means these little screws hold the bezel to the case, and that's the way a lot of Sinn bezels are assembled. It's a more robust way of building a watch because you do have to dismantle the bezel with screwdrivers. You can't snap it off by accident or violence the way you can with a Rolex Omega or Tag bezel. So it's a very durable system here. We have an aluminum insert in blue. We will do a lume shot now. And as you can see, the luminescence is outstanding with a large luminescent index on the bezel. The timepiece features some thoughtful details. We'll start from the outside and work our way in. We talked about the EZM style case and the high polish. We talked about the captive bezel and the screw downs, but take a quick look. There's a copper sulfide capsule in the side. That copper sulfate capsule is designed to pull any moisture that may intrude out of the watch. So at the time the watch is made, it's actually filled with nitrogen to displace moisture, dust, and contaminants in the ambient air. Now over time, a little bit of moisture might work its way in through the case seals. So this little capsule, copper sulfate capsule, will turn from white to dark blue as it pulls moisture out of the watch. When it's blue, you know the watch needs to go back for service. They put in a new capsule. It is service replaceable. The watch has a lovely blue metallic sunburst dial with slightly off-white registers and lume. So you can see that the registers are definitely a little bit off-white, almost like sterling silver that started to tarnish, and that's to add some warmth to the dial. There's a tone-on-tone look, but it's not white on blue. It's actually off-white on blue. Quick note about the watch, it does feature hacking or stop seconds. It also has a double quick set system, so you can set the date, you can also set the day, and you will note that the watch speaks its native tongue. This watch made in Frankfurt has a German language calendar and double quick set. Now a quick look at the sub-registers. You have constant seconds over at 9 o'clock. You have your Minuten up at 60, and then you have your Stunden, or your hours, down at 6 o'clock. So taking a quick look at the reverse side of the watch, we have a high-grade ETA Valjoux 7750. And if you stop the movement, you can actually see the splayed spoke style that indicates either a top or chronometer grade balance, and it would have a correspondingly high grade hairspring. Sinn does extensive adjustment of these in-house, so you're getting a second from the top grade of movement that looks good and runs just as well. Now you can see this watch is individually numbered, 370 out of 500, water resistant down to 200 meters, unidirectional automatic winding, 42-hour power reserve, pivots on 25 joules, beats weight 8 beats per second. You can see it features an eccentric cam micrometric regulation system and Edicron, which allows for very precise regulation indeed. It is a cam-based chronograph with a black polished cam, and it is actually a cam and oscillating pinion clutch. So this is something a lot of folks don't know about Velju 7750 style architectures. When you have this or a Salida SW510, something based on a 7750, because it uses an oscillating pinion that creates very little play in the engagement of its lateral clutch, if you start the watch and hold the chronograph pusher, it will actually start without the jump that's associated with lateral clutches. It's a uncommonly recognized merit of 7750 style movements. So if you love this watch, and I don't blame you if you do, reach out to Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details.